Hey friends, we're already on week 2, but before we get started with this lesson, I just wanted to say how much I still miss you guys. It's so weird not coming to school and seeing you, but I really miss you guys, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope that if you have any questions or there's things that you have concerns about, I really hope that either you or your parent can reach out to me or Mrs. Dagner at any time. So today, I'm going to make this one shorter. We're going to talk about area and perimeter, and I know we've talked a lot about that in school, so I thought it'd just be good to do a quick little review with it. So the first one I want to talk about is what is perimeter. So on here you'll see it says a perimeter is a distance all the way around the outside of a 2D shape, space, or area. So if I don't know if you remember or not, but when I talked about perimeter in school, I talked a lot about how perimeter is like if you were to buy like fencing to go around like your backyard. Okay, so perimeter is anything that is on the outside of your shape. So you're trying to find how much you would need to cover for the outside of your shape. Okay. Next is area. So area is the number of square units needed to cover a region or figure, and it is measured in square units. So for this example, it's measured in square units. Sometimes it's measured in feet, inches, yards, centimeters, whatever it gives you. But this one is square units. And so area, if you remember, is anything that is shaded in. So it's your shaded region. So area is like what it covers. And so this is the inside. Okay. So for this example, it has this this first one is a 3x3. And if you remember, to find area, like it says here, you need to do your length times your width. So once you find your length and your width, you just multiply the two numbers together and you found your area. Okay. Here's another way to look at it. So what is area? It's the amount of space an object takes up. Okay, so here when it says area, it's everything that's inside the box. Okay, for perimeter is the distance around an object. So like I said, it's like the fencing. Think about like a backyard or a park or something like that. And if they wanted to fence it in, how much fencing would they need to go around the outside? Okay, so perimeter is the distance around the outside. Area is the amount of space it takes up on the inside of the shape. Okay, so we're going to do a couple practice problems. So this first one, it says, how do you find perimeter? So perimeter is when you add up all of your sides. Well, as you can see, we don't know all of our sides, but as we talked about in the classroom, if you know a few of your sides, you can find the opposite sides. So here, if we know that this side is 6, then we know that this side is also 6. Okay, just like here, if we know that this side is 5, we know that this side is 5. Now, we do know all of our shape, or the distance around our shape, because all we have to do now, since we know the distance on each side, all you have to do is add all of your numbers together. So you would add your 5 plus 5, which is 10, and then you'd add your 6 plus 6, and you would get 12. So 10 plus 12. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 22. Okay? Now, on this one, our answer is 22, but do know that, on your worksheet that I'm going to give you here in just a little bit, that you can do for an activity if you would like for more practice, you're going to have a label. So let's just say that this was like 6 inches, we'll just say. Then our answer here would just be 22 inches. Okay? So just know that for the future that you need to have a label, but your answer here would be 22. Okay? All right, next one. This one, so it says, what is the perimeter of this rectangle? Same exact thing. So perimeter, you need to add up all of your sides because you're finding the distance around the outside of the shape. So if this side is 4, this side has to be 4. If that side's 10, this side has to be 10. Now we know the distance around because we know all of our sides. So if you add 10 plus 10, you're going to get 20. And if you add your 4 plus 4, you're going to get 8. And 20 plus 8 is 28. Okay? Now here, you wouldn't just say 28. This one, they actually have a label for us, which is really good, which is centimeters. So it'd just be 28 centimeters. Okay? All right? All right. So next we're going to do just a few problems on area, and we'll call it good. So it says, how do you find area? So area, if you remember, is the shaded region. So you're trying to find the inside. So what you're doing is you're going through here, and you're trying to find the inside of the shape. Okay, how many squares would it take to cover that? Okay, so area, if you remember, we had an actual formula for area. Area equals length times width, or to abbreviate that, A equals L times W, which just means the same thing. Area equals length times width, okay? But this formula is super important to remember for area because you don't need to know all of your sides. You just need to know your length and you need to know your width. Once you know your length and your width, you're good to go, okay? So here for this example, we already have it solved for you. So area equals length times width, so you're going to take your 12 times your 18, and once you do that, you're going to get 216. Now, let's just say this had a label on it, and let's just say it was inches, okay? So what you would do is it would be 216 inches, but this time it would be squared, okay? And the reason that it's squared is because we're finding, well, how many squares does it take up to cover the inside of the shape, okay? All right, and the last problem for area. So once again, we'll just do this problem. So it says area equals length times width. So the formula area equals length times, or L times W. So we just have to know, well, what is our length? What is our width? As you can tell in this picture, it already gave it to us, which is awesome. So all you would have to do in this picture is do your length times your width. Well, 7 times 7 equals what? Okay, that's what you would think to yourself. 7 times 7, which equals 49, okay, and then it's millimeters squared, okay, and the reason that it's squared this time is because we're finding all of this. So how many squares would it take to cover this whole area, okay? So what you're going to end up doing for your student work, it says here to do the worksheet finding perimeter and area. So what that looks like is when you open it up, it'll look like this. So it just says go through each of these word problems and solve them using a piece of paper. And that's just a recommendation. You don't have to do it that way. But I think it would be easier if you could get out a sheet of paper, read the problem, solve it. Remember, when we solve it, we need to draw a picture, okay? And then we need to label that picture. Once you start labeling it, it'll all come together because as you see on here, I don't have any of those pictures for you. And this is how we did it in the classroom. You need to be able to read the story problem, draw your picture, and solve it from there, okay? So, and then it says when you're done solving the problem, type the answer in this document and you can turn it in. So if you'd rather just do it on your own, and if you don't want to turn it in, that's fine. This is just for extra practice. Remember, these aren't, required assignments. But let's just say, like here, this is just an example. If you think the answer is 30, then you could just say area equals 30. Okay? That's what all you'd have to do. But if you don't want to even do that, that's fine. But I do recommend that if you want extra practice, that this would be a really good place to find extra practice problems. As you see, you can go down. There's 7. If you don't want to do all 7, do 5. If you want to do 3, do 3. Don't feel like you have to do it in this order. If you want to skip around, maybe you want to do problem number 3, then go down to problem number 7, maybe number 5, and then go to 1. That's fine. This is just extra practice for you, just something that we've done in the classroom that I thought would be good for you to do if you would like. But remember, it's not a requirement. Okay. I also did put up another assignment for writing, and so that one's just a fun free write, so you can go and look at that and do that if you would like to do. I know Mrs. Dagner put up another reading assignment, and she also gave you ReadWorks to do if you would like to do it, but don't feel like you have to. But yeah, so that's all I have for you now. I will put another video up on Thursday, and we'll have another activity for you to do. I'll move on, do something different for math and writing too, but I hope you're doing good. I really miss you guys, and take care. Please let me know if you have any questions, okay? And I will be putting a new one up soon. All right, take care. Bye, guys.